Friends, this is my second lecture on measures of dispersion, in which I am going to discuss range and quartile deviation in detail. This is overview of various measures of dispersions which we have seen in last lecture. This is the first and simplest and easiest measure of dispersion, that is a range. It is defined as the difference between the largest and smallest values of the data. It is denoted by R and is given by R equal to L minus S, and the coefficient of range is given by L minus S divided by L plus S, where L is largest value in the data and S is smallest value. These are merits and demerits of range. In merits, it is easy to calculate, it is simple to understand, it gives quick results and does not require any spatial knowledge. Demerits, it is not a reliable measure, it has sampling stability, it has not sampling stability, it is not suitable for further mathematical treatment, it is not suitable for open-end classes, it is affected by extreme values. Now uses, range is used where the variation in the data is small. For example, it is used in controlling quality of an industrial product by constructing a range chart. It is used to study variation in stocks and prices of shares. It is used for weather forecasting. Range is too much affected by extreme values. To overcome this drawback, Francis Galton introduced a measure known as quartile deviation, and it is defined as half of the difference between upper quartile and lower quartile. It is abbreviated as QD and is given by QD is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2, where Q3 is upper quartile and Q1 is lower quartile. And the coefficient of QD is given by Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. So here note that the difference between upper quartile and lower quartile is called interquartile range. So the QD is also called as semi-interquartile range. These are merits and demerits of quartile deviation. In merits, it is simple to understand, it is easy to calculate, it is not affected by extreme values, it can be calculated in case of distribution with open-end classes. Demerits, it is not based on all the observations, it is not capable of further mathematical treatment, it ignores the first 25 and last 25% observations, it has not sampling stability, it is not a reliable measure of dispersion, particularly for data in which variation is considerable. Now let us see some numerical problems based on range and quartile deviation. So this is the first example. So the problem here is calculate range, quartile deviation and its coefficients for the given data. So here they are given 11 values. Now to obtain quartile deviation and its coefficient, we need first and third quartile, and for first and third quartile we need data in ascending order of magnitude, and this is here is the ascending order of magnitude of 11 observations. The range is given by R equal to L minus S. So in ascending order, the smallest value is 11 and the largest value is 61. Therefore, range is equal to L minus S is equal to 61 minus 11 equal to 50. And coefficient of range is equal to L minus S divided by L plus S equal to 61 minus 11 divided by 61 plus 11. After final simplification, it comes to be 0.694. Now for QD, we find Q1 and Q3. Q1 is given to be the value of n plus 1 divided by fourth observation. So the as n is 11, it is value of 11 plus 1, 12 divided by 4, that is third observation. Therefore, Q1 is equal to the value of third observation. The third observation in ascending order is 16, and therefore Q1 is equal to 16. Third quartile Q3 equal to the value of 3 into n plus 1 divided by fourth observation. As n is 11, it comes up to be 3 into 11 plus 1, that is 12 divided by 4. So that will be 3, 3 into 3, 9. So Q3 is equal to the value of ninth observation. The ninth observation in ascending order is 46, and therefore Q3 is equal to 46, and therefore QD is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. It is 46 minus 16 divided by 2 equal to 30 divided by 2, that is 15, and the corresponding coefficient is Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1, that is 46 minus 16 divided by 46 plus 16. So that comes up to be 30 divided by 62, and that is equal to 0.484. So this is another example based on range and QD, which is based on discrete frequency distribution. So calculate range, interquartile range, quartile deviation, and its coefficients for the given data. So here they have given discrete frequency distribution in terms of age in years X and number of students F. In all, they have given 59 observations. So to find QD, we need first and third quartiles, and for that we need X in ascending order and less than cumulative frequencies. So I have written X in ascending order along with frequencies and obtained the less than cumulative frequencies. Here the LTCF 41, the meaning of that 41, interpretation of that 41 is out of 59 students, there are 41 students whose age is below 15. Now here the smallest value is 12 and the largest value is 20. Therefore, range is going to be R is equal to L minus S, that is 20 minus 12, that is 8. And coefficient of range is equal to L minus S divided by L plus S equal to 20 minus 12 divided by 20 plus 12, that is 8 divided by 32. Finally, it comes up to be 0.25. To find interquartile range, we need Q1 and Q3. So here Q1 is going to be Q1 equal to the value of n plus 1 divided by fourth observation. As n is 59, Q1 is going to be the age of 59 plus 1, 60 divided by 4, that is 15th student. So therefore Q1 is equal to the age of 15th student. The cumulative frequency greater than 15 is 29, and the corresponding age of the student is 14 years. So therefore Q1 is equal to 14 years. Third quartile Q3 is given to be the value of 3 into n plus 1 divided by 4. Fourth observation, as n is 59, it is given to be age of 3 into 59 plus 1 divided by 4. So that is 60 divided by 4, that is 15 into 3, that is 45. So therefore Q3 is equal to the age of 45th student. cumulative frequency greater than 45 is 47 and the corresponding age of the student is 16. Therefore, the value of Q3 is equal to 16 years. The interquartile range equal to Q3 minus Q1, that is equal to 16 minus 14, that is equal to 2 years. And the quartile deviation QD is Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2, that is equal to 16 minus 14 divided by 2. Finally, it comes out to be 1. And the coefficient of QD equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by Q3 plus Q1. So that is equal to 16 minus 14 divided by 16 plus 14. That is equal to 2 divided by 30. And its simplification is 0.066. The third example on range and quartile deviation is based on continuous frequency distribution, and that is calculate an appropriate, that is most suitable measure of dispersion for the following data: age in years and number of workers. So they have given here classes and frequencies. So for the solution, as the given frequency distribution has open-end classes at both the ends, cannot find range, mean deviation, and standard deviation. An appropriate, that is most suitable measure of dispersion is QD only. To find QD, we need less than cumulative frequencies and Q1 and Q3. This is the arrangement of given classes in ascending order along with their less than cumulative frequencies. Now here the less than cumulative frequency 40, its interpretation is out of the 72 students, out of 72 students, there are 40 students whose age is below 40. Now for first quartile, Q1 is equal to the value of n by 4, as this one is continuous frequency distribution. The Q1 is equal to the value of n by 4th observation, that is the age of, as n is 72, 72 divided by 4th student equal to the age of 18th student. The cumulative frequency just greater than 18 is 40 and corresponding class 30 to 40 is Q1 class. Here the formula is Q1 is equal to L1 plus n by 4 minus Cf divided by F into C, where L1 is lower limit of Q1 class, Cf is cumulative frequency of the previous class, F is frequency of the Q1 class, and C is class width of that class. By above formula, the value of Q1 is equal to 30 plus 18 minus 12 divided by 28 into 10. After simplification, it gives us 32.1428. Now let us find Q3. Q3 is equal to the value of 3 into n divided by 4th observation. So equal to the age of 3 into 72 divided by 4, that is 54th observation. Therefore, Q3 is equal to the age of 54th worker. The cumulative frequency just greater than 54 is 60 and the corresponding class is 40 to 50. This class is Q3 class. Here the formula is Q3 is equal to L1 plus 3 into n by 4 minus Cf divided by F into C. So after substituting the values, it becomes Q3 is equal to 40 plus 54 minus 40 divided by 20 into 10. After simplification, it gives equal to 47. And finally, the quartile deviation QD is equal to Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2 equal to 47 minus 32.14. divided by 2 equal to 7.4285. Thank you. Thank you very much.